Good evening, Truck and Tractor Pull fans. It's another lovely Wednesday night. What beautiful weather, man. It's warm weather. It is time to go pulling. I'm telling you,
Yep.
it is time. But Kendra Barnhart, how's Club Kendra tonight?
Oh, Club Kendra's great. Missing
sure?
the Florida warm weather, but I'll stick with Pennsylvania warm weather for now.
That's good. And you do have a crooked picture behind you. So I just
Oh my
want you to know
gosh.
I'm not picking on you this time. Complete with the Maryland crabs.
Yeah.
But you got some Florida stuff. You don't necessarily have like results or anything to go over, but you do have some things you'd like to mention.
Yeah, I've
That's
definitely
cool.
got some really cool highlights.
Okay.
First thing that I want to talk about is
Let me finish opening up first. Sorry, boss lady.
I just talk too
love
much.
No, that's okay. Talk. Anyway, we do have Joey Radel with us tonight, who just muted his microphone. We need you to talk real quick, Joey. How you, buddy? He's from Snyder County Tractor Pullers, and he's got some good stuff to go over, man. They got a nice schedule starting to come to fruition, is the word I'm going to try to use tonight, for 2021. How you doing, Joey?
I'm pretty good. I actually was just getting a phone call from our local fair, so
that's a good thing.
But they can wait.
Ooh. See,
I'm just kidding.
We right. See if you would have answered that and you got more information and confirmed a poll or something. Something you could talk about tonight. So maybe
I could because it is probably about their fair and when we're doing it. So
there you go.
Because they had a meeting tonight.
Mute your mic and talk to them.
Which I thought was supposed to be yesterday, but I guess it wasn't.
I got you. Okay. So anyway, like, subscribe, share. We appreciate everybody coming in here. And there's still plenty of people coming in, I'm sure. And be sure to ring that bell for notifications. You know, we're here every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And we do a show we try to go every couple of weeks, but I'm busy this weekend. So it's not going to happen this weekend, where we just do live video. So to speak, it's not live at an event, but it's live here, fresh out of the computer for everybody to watch. So that's probably coming up maybe next Saturday. I won't get to it this Saturday. Got too much going on. But just if you ring that bell with EEP Pulling Videos, we will definitely, or you will definitely get a notification when that program is set up and ready to rock and what time, and you'll get an alert for that. So, including our Wednesday night shows. Anyway, Kendra.
West Can Palm I talk Beach. Now?
Yes, ma'am. You talk away.
Yep. So last weekend we were down in West Palm Beach. As JR said, don't really have a full sheet of results. It was definitely an organized event, but that was definitely somewhere that kind of fell apart. And I apologize for that. There was definitely some really cool highlights I want to talk about. The first thing is Mark Miller, who is Grantsville Truck and Trailer, Mighty Mouse Mod Turbo, who was our big track sponsor at Keystone in 2019 when it got canceled. 2020, that's right. Thanks for keeping me straight. He lost his dad, Robert, who ran the Pro Farm Amish Ingenuity, I believe back probably December. Kind of sudden, hit the family kind of hard. Him and his two sons came down with the Mod Turbo and the Pro Farm, and his son actually won on his grandfather's tractor on Saturday night.
That is awesome.
Yep, it was great. Awesome. Mark said, he's like, I was really questioning whether or not coming down here was the right thing to do. And he's like, this weekend, being down there with all of us was just what he needed. Watching his two sons drive his dad's tractor.
And I'm sure Dad was very happy.
Yep. He definitely had some help from above. It was definitely a bittersweet moment, I'm sure. The first time the tractor went down the track without Robert, first time with his sons, and they got a win out of it.
Yep.
So that's definitely something that was super cool. Super glad I was there to watch it. The next thing was Jason Forrester debuted his new diesel 2-wheel drive truck. Didn't want to put too much out there because we weren't really sure it was going to make it. But ate up. It was a former tractor or truck from, I forget where it came from, somewhere out in the Midwest. And he put a diesel engine in it and went down there. Definitely has some bugs to work out. But if it is blowing up the Beer Money Pulling Team page, it's really cool to see so many people sharing and all that kind of stuff, that video.
Now, I have a question.
What's your question?
What is the power plant?
It is a 401 truck motor. So a diesel Ford 401.
I got you. Duramax,
Yeah.
Duramax. Oh, we went there, didn't we? Power or something. Yeah, I understand.
No, it's a Ford tractor engine, an inline six.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
okay. Wow.
I should have. I don't even think I have a video. I was too busy helping work the pool. But we'll have to come up with a video and maybe show it next week's show.
Okay.
The plan
I'd
is
like to see that.
definitely, the plan is definitely to change it, change the color of the truck. Right now it's green and white, and we can't have anything green and white coming out of the Forester Pulling Shop. So
Sure you can. Sure you can. You got a silver modified coming out of the Forester shop.
not for long. It's for sale.
Yeah, I know.
That tractor, Ham Down, as it has been called, not officially, but the nickname that's been given to it. That swept the weekend, which was pretty awesome. Dale in the seat. Corey, he actually went down to West Palm Beach with a gash in his head. He claims he was going to drive it, but he couldn't put the helmet on. So I'm saying he had somebody knock him over the head, so he had a good excuse this weekend.
He doesn't need help, probably.
Yeah.
Sorry, Corey.
So those were definitely two of the best moments on the track. Also want to give a shout out to Kirsty Robinson. She drives a single legend mod for Interstate, and her dad and sister have tractors that run the East Coast Series. And Tim actually let Kirsty drive the phony, what's Tim's tractors called? It's not phony 2.
Phony Farmer.
Phony Farmer, Phony 2, and
Phony Extreme, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, the one with the teal.
I can't remember. Yeah,
yeah, I can't remember.
That is their dad's tractor. Yeah.
Yeah. So she got to drive that on Friday night, and it actually ended up second place. So she was super happy with that. One of the butterflies kind of got stuck open on one of the engines though, and kind of ran away from her at the end of the run, but she handled it like a champ, and everybody was there to help her get it shut down, and nothing was bad. The next thing I want to talk about is Phony Express. There we go.
There you go.
I knew it was phony something.
How you doing, Zed?
Yeah. So on Wednesday night, while I was doing this, I kept getting all of these text messages on our pulling group, the group text, about Gator Nationals and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, they're just trying to freak me out, blah, blah, blah. So I get to the pulling grounds on Friday morning, and Jason starts poking fun at me about Princess. And I'm like, what is he talking about, this Princess? Well, apparently at Palm Beach International Raceway, they have a 14-foot alligator named Princess that just hangs out. And people camp right next to her. Like, when I say she was within 50 feet of the track all night, she was within 50 feet of the track. Wow. And they're like, we don't feed her. We just kind of let her live her life over there. And we're over here. And I'm like, nope.
No, thank you.
Yeah, Corey's like, a 14-footer won't, it won't eat you in one bite. And I said, no, but it'll debilitate me in one.
Yeah.
So that would be my only thing for next year, is definitely keep a lookout for Princess and make sure she doesn't come after you.
So overall, with that event was pretty good. Good crowds and everything, I guess, or?
Oh, the crowd was awesome. They said there has not been a tractor pull in that area in 10 to 12 years.
Okay.
So like when we go down pulling, like when we were down there last month, we were up close to the Orlando area, which is about 3 hours north of where we were. So we had an entirely different fan base there, and the crowd was completely and totally into it. I've never, like, cell phone videos, you know, everybody was videoing, cheering like crazy. It was definitely a really awesome and different experience than what we get up here. And what we decided to do was we did a lot more one-on-one interviews with pullers. We even interviewed some of the people that were working the track, kind of explaining what we were doing. And the fans loved it. You know, they kind of stopped talking and like was really listening to what the pullers had to say. So I thought that was, as a puller and as somebody who's helping to promote the event, it was awesome. You know, that's why we do it. Sure, we love the 8 seconds or 12 seconds down the track, but having the fans that involved, all the fans wanting to come up and take pictures and do all that, it was awesome. You know, it made everything worth it. Made the 18-hour drive down in the rigs completely worth it for all the guys. When they interviewed Mark and his boys about what was going on, like the crowd just was really into it. Really gave like a standing ovation. Like it was just awesome.
Good.
And it's why we do what we do.
Yeah, fan interaction's awesome. You bet.
Yeah. Yep. There was even some kid. I actually got stuck doing the lineup on Saturday night. Still have no idea how that happened, but I got to boss people around, so I was okay with it.
You got to go to Florida, so hush.
Yeah. But I kind of had to get on one of the street diesel guys because he kept having, like, you know, obviously when you're going down the track, there's no passengers. Well, he had like all these cameras and all of his buddies in there, and I'm like, they've got to go. And I'm like, you know, it's the rules. And here to find out, he is some big time YouTuber out there that has like 400,000 followers. And he actually, he didn't live, like YouTube live it like we are, but he was YouTubing the entire experience of going down the track. He's got like some 40-minute video up. I was actually going to go take a look at it, but haven't gotten a chance to. But the 3-engine mods down there, they're the cat's meow. But I think it's because they're more relatable to people, especially in that area, because they have more of like the automotive type engines.
Sure.
So he has like 30 minutes of just going over Boney Farmer and Ham Down and all that. So that was kind of cool. I did see that much of it, but didn't look to see if Mean Kendra made the cut though. So we'll see.
Wish for.
Yeah.
The EEP crew will be out and about soon.
Oh, and that's another exciting thing I want to announce is Allison Trucking has purchased a new sled.
Yes.
And the new sled made its debut in Florida this weekend. Everything worked like a charm. So they're definitely going to be booking some pulls this summer and excited for the Terminator 2.0. Yes. So,
yep, saw that Terminator 2.0. It is a Hager sled and looks good. And my understanding was flawless.
Yes,
so,
worked like a charm.
Yay, very good.
It's actually the sled I believe that was used to Keystone for quite a few years here now. So
that's awesome.
Tried and true sled that everybody's pulled before. So
very good. That's good. Good to hear.
Look, I told you I had 15 minutes worth and we're at 14:50.
You didn't make it. You lied to me.
I mean, we could still talk about how mean I had to get, but
I had to send Joey a text message privately to wake him up. He was starting to fall asleep. Just kidding.
I don't know why Joey didn't make an appearance in Florida. I mean, come on.
I'm poor.
Yeah,
that's a big part.
That's a hike. That's preferably one you fly to if you can. So, but it was actually not in West Palm Beach. I think you said it was in Jupiter,
Florida, which was about 20 minutes northwest of West Palm Beach.
I always envisioned Jupiter like right on the water, but I guess I'm wrong.
So So when we were eating and stuff like that, Jupiter was the part of Florida that we went to. And yes, it was on the coast, but where the raceway was also considered Jupiter.
I got you. Okay.
So
Kind of like Sealands Grove. You drive outside of town.
yeah.
It's not far, but if you've never been there before, it would kind of be like, how much further do I got to go down these back
Yeah.
roads to get there? You know, trust me.
And
I
then
heard
you
it
see
in
the
vehicles.
prison and you're like, wait a second.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
This can't be right.
Yeah. But that's good. I'm glad everything went off without a hitch
Mhm.
down there, and good fan interaction, new vehicles making some debuts. That's good.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
very
And that's
good.
what wintertime pulling is all about.
You bet.
Is you go down there, you have fun, do a bunch of test hooks,
Yep.
get new drivers in the seat. It was a great time.
Absolutely. Okay, 1641. You did good.
Yep. See, there we go. Now I made
There you
15
go.
minutes.
You bet.
yeah. Yeah, Logger John.
Mike Walker,
Jupiter's
you
right
don't know
here.
Kendra that well. This is kind of funny. I'm going to show it. But evidently,
do.
he needs to meet Kendra.
I do what I don't eat. Keep me fed and I'll be happy.
In other words, bring extra Snickers, Mike. Okay, thank you, Kendra. That was awesome. That's good to hear.
Yeah,
Glad Jason
I'm
finally got
laughing
that.
at Logger John's comment. Jupiter's right near Saturn.
Yeah, I ain't going that far for a pool. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Joey Radel. How
Yes,
are you,
sir.
man? How's what we got, man? What you got going on up in the Great White North?
Not much till summer. There's nothing to do.
How about that black and white thing you've got on the internet? It's called a schedule. Have you got anything going on with that?
Oh, you're talking about that. Oh, well. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot going on with that.
Well, let's talk about it, man. Fill us in.
Well, it's going to look like I mean, as long as everything's normal, it's going to be a pretty long, busy summer. I think we got a pool almost every weekend, close
Wow.
to it.
That's what we want to hear, though.
And we got a few new places this year we're going to.
Okay, tell us where. I know where one of them is.
Oh, I just heard Kendra talking and she wasn't even talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I logged on to see what the comments were, but my bad. I'm good now.
Guilty.
So right now, some of the new places we're going to is we're actually going to be going to Lebanon, Beast of the East, as everyone knows it.
Very good.
Mostly-
Very good event there. Very good.
Mhm.
Mostly known for their trucks, but obviously our hot stock will be going there too because they'll pull some tractor classes. Another place we'll be going to new is actually Shippensburg Fair on a Friday night.
That's super
Wow.
exciting for you guys. Because I know
Yeah.
you guys, the hot stock guys, really wanted to pull there more.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I know we always enjoyed going,
Mhm.
and I'm already blanking on what's new here. You can see how much I've been really paying attention.
Come on, man.
I mean,
Oh,
our
man.
schedules between our 4 pools, we got a few hooks at Center Hall because Center Hall they're going to go back to their normal year. They have their spring pool and their fall pool. So our first pool is actually going to be May 8th at Center Hall's spring pool. And then we'll move on down to Beast of the East May 22nd. And then June 5th is our first pool at Sealands Grove. Then we're back to Beast of the East on June 19th. Then to the West End Fair Summer Shootout on June 26th. July 10th back at Sealands Grove. July 30th, we're going to Shippensburg Fair. August 6th and 7th, we're at the Union County West End Fair. And then August 14th, we go back to the Beast of the East. And then Center Hall for 2 weekends in a row. And then back to Sealands Grove September 4th. And then October 2nd is Center Hall's Brawl at the Hall, which is their fall pool. And then we'll end the year with our championship 2-day weekend. That's the schedule right now. I mean, like I said, I just got a call earlier from a fair, so add that one to the list, and we got a few other possible places to keep adding, so it's only going to get busier.
Careful what you wish for.
I mean, I don't mind it, but
The pullers might. They get a little grumpy sometimes.
I try to do what the pullers want.
Yeah.
That's great. Spread your wings, young man. Spread your wings. That's good.
And I've seen you've been posting a lot. Like, you guys have a lot of new and returning sponsors, which is great, especially after COVID and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's really good to see a lot of local businesses still putting money out there.
A lot of them said they wanted to do last year, and they just didn't want to because of the whole situation that was going on. And luckily this year they were willing to do something. I know I've been going out every Tuesday for the past month now because that's my day off of work. So I go out every Tuesday and I go a different direction each week. So, and if I see a business that looks like they would be interested, I stop in and I do my talking.
That's awesome. That's what the sport needs. And it's awesome that you do it for your club.
Yeah, that's great. What about classes? I mean, nothing new. I mean, are you adding any points classes over last year's or anything new?
So, I mean, right now, this year only consists of our 4 points classes that we originally had. It'll be our hot stock, our 3.0 limited pro diesel trucks. A little bit of a change is now it's going to be 2.6 smoothbore only, no 2.5s, no nothing allowed, it's just 2.6 only. And a little change that we made to our, where's the camera? Farm stock is now enhanced farm.
No, it's enhanced farm now.
It's enhanced farm now with a few extra safety rules added to it since everyone always liked to say, oh, that ain't true farm stock. I mean, what is true stock anymore?
Well, hot stock, I mean, whatever. I mean, I know the difference. You know, a lot of people don't, and I can understand. I mean, I know I'm not even going to get into it. We have a tractor class too. I'd like to change the name, and that's fine. I'm sure they'll vote on that. But you know, I know the difference. You know, whether you want to, if you're a hot farm, pro farm, you know.
I wanted to do what is it? Too hot, too farm, or something like that.
Yeah.
Too hot to farm is actually a Midwest class. Out in the Illinois area, I think Illinois or Indiana, there is a too hot to farm. But enhanced farm, they use that name too. So yeah, I mean, I know the difference.
Yeah.
But I can understand, you know, changing the name for you know the average fan to come out there and like, wow, they farm with that tractor? No, they don't.
I mean, the name would have been good like 5 years ago, but then the poolers are always pushing it to the limit, and then that's when things get carried away and you got to start making changes.
So pullers don't push any limits. Come on.
Yeah, it's not the pullers.
So you guys instated, I guess, the skid bars, the front skid bars.
Yeah, I mean,
now known to be enhanced farm.
Pretty much all the safety equipment we have on our hot stock tractors, except for the roll cage. Okay. I mean, if you're going over a certain mile per hour, you need to have your roll bar and stuff like that.
Yeah, roll cages are coming because, you know, I mean, insurance companies eventually catch up and
say, hey. Sooner or later, because when your when your tractor's going over 20 mile an hour down the track,
sure, they will.
And all you have is a lap belt for a seat belt. It gets, you know, not that you want to put the pullers out, not that you want to make it more expensive, but you also don't want an accident.
Exactly.
Hi, Brad. You got I guess, hello from South Carolina for Brad Cordell. Yeah, that's good, especially for the ski bars, because I've seen, I just not too terribly long ago put out a clip, excuse me, on our YouTube channel, and there was a I guess it was probably a pro farm or hot farm or pro farm track, probably pro farm, but they're limited RPM out there. They're in test hooks on probably would be a Thursday, Wednesday, probably might have been a Wednesday night in DuQuoin, Illinois, and that's international. And come off the line hard and sat the front end down, broke the whole front end out from under the tractor, and no ski bars, straight into the dirt. Picked the rear end of the tractor up, and it literally flung weights off the back of the tractor up over him, landed on his leg. I don't think it broke his leg, but they did take him to the hospital. I mean, it bruised him up pretty good. I mean, when that tractor comes down without ski bars, you bust the front end out. That's a very harsh stop.
Yeah.
I mean, I know with our tractors, most of those guys aren't really picking. They're driving the whole way down the track with their front end on the ground. Unless you, depending on how you come off the start line, if you just pop it out or if you come off easy off the start line, some of them will lift and some of them will ride it out and it'll keep on the ground the whole time. But I mean, some of them who do just let it fling right away off the start line, they're picking it 2 feet in the air. And I understand you got to the original front end on it, but heck, that could snap like that. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I know
I don't on anybody, but it happens.
Yeah, and I know if you look out west, a lot of those classes. I know when we were at Gordiwana, we were looking at those tractors that were kind of similar to ours. A lot of them didn't have ski bars, which I was surprised.
Well, and safety equipment isn't for the picture perfect run. It's for when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's, and that's the kind of the hard thing for people to understand is you don't need the safety equipment every time down the track.
Yeah.
But the one time you're going to need it, you're going to need it. So
yeah, like who's going to be the first person to not have all this equipment and has an accident, then changes the whole game for everyone, that everyone, all right, now everyone's got to add it, that you don't have it already.
Yep.
Because I know when we were out at Gordiwana, we did a lot of talking with a lot of different people, a lot of different organizations. And I know we were told that the state of Indiana, the year that I think Caleb, he has the red district tractor.
Caleb Ogle.
Yeah. When he had his accident, I guess a whole bunch of rules came out for everyone that they had to have this and this, no matter what organization or what tractor you had.
Yeah, you don't want to be the example. You want to get ahead of it. So
unfortunately, yeah. And I know a lot of people. I don't want to say that. I mean, people hate to update. Okay, I won't say hate to update, but it's a cost. I mean, it is a cost. But you got to think about everybody around you, yourself, your family. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, I know the enhanced class is probably the least. I mean, obviously the least horsepower class, and you already have your limits. But anything can happen with anyone. So.
Yeah, Brad's got an interesting question. I don't know of anybody being killed pulling. No, I'm going to say no. I know somebody has passed. I hate to bring it up. Somebody has passed away years ago behind the wheel, I believe, of a 4-wheel drive truck or at an indoor pole many years ago in Harrisburg. But obviously, it was heart related. It was not from an accident or anything. And I don't believe, surprisingly, there was no accident with the pulling vehicle at that particular time. I don't know the full story. I don't know for sure if he passed during the pass or just lost consciousness during the pass or whatever. But I do know that's the only incident that I'm aware of. Injuries, yeah, there's been injuries. And the injuries that have occurred have been, at my knowledge, have been prior to today's mandatory roll cages. I mean, we had a really scary one. I believe it was Toma, Wisconsin, or somewhere out that. Yeah, it was Toma, Wisconsin, with a super stock, and that guy's still alive today. Thank the man above. But those roll cages are there for a reason. I know there was some scuffle about them when it was first asked to put them on, but I remember, I guess I can't remember exactly when they were mandated. It was prior to the year 2000.
Say it
But
was late 90s, I
yeah, it
think,
was
like
98 or
96,
99.
97, yeah. When
Well,
it really
I thought
first
it was-
started getting talked about.
they were just recommended then, but then they
Yeah.
were mandatory.
Wasn't
Later
it
on.
1999
I believe it
mandatory?
was, I believe it was 99, 98
Yeah.
or 99.
Because I think
But,
in '98 there was that I saw a picture the other day when it was that their last name started with a W, I think, and they had the 2 or 3 turbine.
Yeah, the modified.
Yeah, that rolled over, but he had a roll bar that saved him.
That is correct.
Mhm.
That's correct. That's an ugly story. I hate to bring up this kind of stuff, but yeah, it's the Walsh brothers.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who it is. Anybody to do with anything with porn knows who the Walsh brothers are. Thank you, Randy Proctor said 1999. I knew
Yeah.
it was extreme late 90s, but and Keith Horse is with us. And by the way, we will have Keith on soon. He did send us a message and
Good.
wants to come on with us, and we'll do a show with him soon. I'll get a hold of him and get him scheduled. But anyway, back to this. I remember what I was going to say now, but I remember going to Westminster in 1999. It was always our first East Coast talk, usually. And that was the year everybody had to have a roll cage. And I got to looking around at these tractors, and I was like, man, these things look really, really professional, really cool. And now, when every once in a while, I'll fall back to a video old enough prior to the roll cage recommendations and post it on there, like, they look funny without roll cages,
Yeah.
when you get to looking at them and stuff. But yeah, and unfortunately, roll cages have been put to the test.
Yeah.
It doesn't make anybody drive crazier. It's just an example that it does happen and it will happen. And those guys did not get injured because of that roll cage. So, yeah, Clayton Sweeney, that's so dangerous. We are big sticklers about that with East Coast.
Yeah.
Several everywhere. Nobody should get out of their vehicle, even though if it's hooked to the sled. I've had people come to me, well, it's still hooked to the sled. I don't care. Don't get off that vehicle. It's just common sense. Do not. If that vehicle's running, you need to be in that seat, or one of your crew need to be in that seat if that vehicle is running. So.
I just read that I got an earful and thought, well, imagine that Clayton Sweeney gets an earful about something.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, tractor can take off.
Or while you're getting off, your foot could hit your gear shifter, and you could be hurt too. Like there's just so many things that could happen.
Yeah, Keith, you're probably right. I agree with Keith. I want to bring that up here. And yeah, Randy, that was the one year I always went to Fort Recovery twice a year. I went for their summer now, I guess, whatever they called it. I can't remember. In July. And then we went back, roughly a month later for the Enderley pull-off. And but that was the one year I only went the one event or one show that year, which was the show I didn't go to, was the show that Walsh had their issue there. But I'm not that. I'm sure that would have been scary to have watched. Yeah. Thank God he just put a roll bar on his tractor, on the chassis. So that's all.
Yeah, Mike, I was thinking the same thing. Jim Rand rolled his tractor.
Jim Rand at Bowling Green, I believe it was, right?
I was gonna say, I wanted to say Toma, I knew that wasn't right. I knew it was one of those big ones out there.
But
yeah, Bowling Green.
Keith brings this up. Cages make a driver feel invincible. I don't know because I'm not a driver, but Keith is, his dad. They've been pulling for many, many years. And the class that they run, modified mini, is crazy. A lot of horsepower at a lightweight. And you're probably right. You probably drive a little harder. But thank God you got something there to help save your life. Something. And after it was implemented, I thought, why didn't they do this a long time ago? But you live and learn. So
I feel like cages make you feel like a badass.
Makes you feel professional. You know what I mean?
It's like I watch Street Outlaws all the time, and they get in there and they're like strapped into their cars, and I'm like, dude, that's like how it almost feels like when you get in a pulling tractor.
Oh, NASCAR is a prime example.
Yeah, or NASCAR.
But their safety equipment is above and beyond. I mean, they have to be at the speeds they're running, but still. Yeah, yes, you are, Keith.
Yeah. any mini rod driver is crazy.
But
don't be
I'll tell
wrong,
you-
I'd like to do it one time, but there's sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh.
I tell you, and I'm going to brag on the Hearst team a little. I got it right this time. I thought it worked earlier. But one thing I've noticed about your dad, Denny, is, and this is years ago in the Grand National, out to Ohio and stuff. And he's always been I mean, everybody takes a ride. I understand, but just you can tell an experienced, a well-seasoned, experienced driver in the mini class, any class, but especially the minis. I think what I see, and I've seen some younger mini drivers back then. I'm talking late '90s, early 2000s, that really took some wild rides in the mini class, and I'm not. I mean, they got the guts. They got more guts than I do to climb on one and do what they do. But you could. Denny was just always had that smooth effort off the line, and he just made smooth runs. No, he didn't win all the time, but he made good smooth runs. Put the tractor back on the trailer and went and pulled the next day. Where some had to do a lot of rebuilding. So, and now Dave Daugherty, see. Now we know Dave Daugherty can come on and do a show with us. You just told on yourself, David. We're going to get you scheduled too. But yeah, it's true. I've never really thought about that not being a puller. That a roll cage may give you just a little extra incentive to feel a little safer and maybe
a little extra confidence.
But 47 years of pulling, well, that explains it. I mean, even back then, that's been 20 some years ago. So that's still a long time. But you could always tell the seasoned veteran drivers in any class. And I've seen some new drivers come out and totally blow my mind how good they can drive. And I'm not going to get into mentioning any names or anything, but they all can drive. So some of them are a little harder on equipment than others. But that's
don't know who he's talking about there. That's what it was actually funny. I was one of the people they interviewed down there because I'm so good at talking, and
well, technically,
how well we know
your interview.
Huh?
I didn't get to hear your interview.
Well, you should have been at the pool.
I'm poor, remember? I can't go everywhere.
Or I'm pretty sure it was live streamed, so I forget.
Be very careful because I will find it.
It was on the live stream during the Mod Turbo class.
It was muted though.
Even the interviews.
Some of them, yeah, he had muted because the music was playing or something. He muted every time music was playing, so you didn't get to hear some of the interviews. Which, okay.
Oh, well, bummer. Yeah, I forget where I was even going with that. They asked why I wasn't pulling, and the guys all said that I wasn't delicate enough to be pulling down there, that I would be too hard on everything. Like, well,
I'm sure, and you get down and around that type of dirt.
It
takes some finesse,
Yeah, the dirt was definitely tricky down there. It took some walking it out of the hole and. Yeah, I know that I'm not experienced enough to do that yet, so I'm okay with just working the track and all that kind of stuff in that case.
Yeah, hey, if somebody's got to do it,
Yep.
I mean, it's one thing about putting a pool on. It takes everybody. It takes trucks. It takes tractors. It takes the worst job in the world is the person working the gate. Okay. You can't have an event without them, and that is the worst job.
Yeah. Because they have to be out there earliest. Yeah.
It's the stories they have to put up with.
Yeah.
It's the excuses and the stories.
Oh, well, so-and-so told me I could get in for free.
And I tell you, two of the toughest ones, their names escape me right now, are the ones at the Buck. And they've been doing it for many, many years. And they're good people. They really are. And you just don't want to cross them because they're not going to put up with you. They're just, I understand. So
Mhm.
yeah, I've had a couple issues there, small ones, no big deal.
Yeah.
But something I didn't know that I did wrong there, and I understood it, apologized for it, and went on. But yeah, it's a job I don't want to have to do. I don't have to.
And Sweeney, don't you forget it. Said about breaking a billet rod. It takes talent, and I got it.
But yeah, that's definitely the one job. It takes everybody to make a successful pull, and you can do everything right, and still just have problems the whole night.
Mhm.
It happens. It's happened
There-
at Keystone. One year at Keystone can be perfect. The next year at Keystone, it takes one thing
Mhm.
to ruin a whole afternoon or a whole session of pulling. But all you can do is hurry up safely, get back to it, and go, and move on to the next show. So
There's been many a nights at Snyder County I've seen Joey doing like every job there is.
you have to.
Yeah.
He doesn't stand still. The only
No.
time I've seen him stand still is when he's filming something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I used to be his age. I think I remember. I don't know if I was, Of course, my work back then was pretty strenuous. So yeah, I was up, down scaffolds and running all over the place.
Mhm.
Yeah, he doesn't stand still long.
I hate.
good.
I'm one of those guys who hates standing still, and when I want something done, I just go do it.
Okay.
I just do it myself.
Well, I need a video guy, so
That doesn't involve standing still.
I mean, I can give you some of the videos I got, but I won't
Yeah.
stand still all night like you do.
yeah, it's okay. I'm used to it. I've been doing it a long time. I'm used to it. It is good. I'll tell you what. Pay attention to me, especially at your pool, when I've been up there 5 or 6 hours on that scaffold standing, or however long it is. And you watch me climb down that scaffold, stiff as a 2x4, buddy. I can't really bend my knees. It's funny. And then I get down on the ground. I'm like, shake my legs a little bit, grab stuff, and go leg to leg to the truck until you start to bend. Starts to bend.
The funny thing is,
hello.
I was gonna say.
I'll have more energy at the end of the night when everyone's gone and I'm there by myself at the track than I will the whole day.
Yeah.
There's a Snyder County puller in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very far away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We hope to see Don again this year, hopefully. Some.
Say, I know you and I kind of talked about the championship weekend. I know you're kind of planning on making some changes there, adding more classes both nights and stuff like that. You want to talk about that, or? I know you published
so we did a little.
So. I'm not letting the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, and I apologize jumping off on another subject on you. I mean, this is your time. But I don't even know how we got on the subject of roll cages and stuff. But this is your time.
A dang enhanced farm class, I tell you.
That's what it was. Enhanced farm class. But that's good. I'm glad there's. I had one of your guys. I'm going to take your time away again. I had one of your guys call me. I'm telling you, it comes with age. I cannot remember pullers' names, but good running international heavyset fella. Mundrick.
Keith. Isn't his first name Keith?
No, Steve.
Steve.
Or Dan.
Say there's Dan and Steve. Yeah.
I guess he would be the father. The older of the bunch.
The older one's Steve. The father.
Yeah. He called and had some nice words to say. He's really enjoys pulling with you guys. So just so you know that. But anyway, tell us some more about Snyder County. I'm done talking now.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to talk about. I think championship night, is that what you said?
Yeah, the championship night.
Championship weekend.
So obviously that's the second weekend of October. What I think our fourth year doing the championship weekend, and this will be our second year with 2-night event, which everyone seems to really enjoy now after just 1 year. But Friday night right now we have planned is enhanced farm, hot stock, our open modified class again. We're going to do something different. We're going to run a Run What You Brung truck class Friday night and Saturday night, so we can get the guys from out west to come make their drive worthwhile. Because I actually talked with quite a bit of them at Gordiwana, and they all really liked the idea because they were in last year and they loved the track, they loved the facility, and they'd love to come back again. So we're going to do a 10,000 open. Well, it wouldn't be a 10,000 open. It'd be a pro stock, super stock class combined Friday night and our Wild Street Friday night. And then Saturday night, we're going to do our 3.0 limited pro diesel trucks, our 2.6 smoothbore, our light pro super farm class, and then we're going to do the run what you brung cut tire trucks only. And then we're going to split the pro stocks and the super stocks up and run them separate like we did in 2020. That's the plan for championship night.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm excited about the run what you brung trucks, but that's just me.
Well, I'm really counting on like Norm and Grovey and all of them to help me out and get some of those other guys in.
I'll do my best. I'll keep the bug in their ear.
Hey, they were the ones who wanted both nights really badly. So
yeah, poor pickle. Run, Norman, run! I know you're listening, Norm. Run.
He'll be fine.
Has he come down off the big cloud yet since the big Shippensburg win?
Oh yeah, I haven't let him stay that high on the cloud set for that long.
Did you at least take him a cake?
Hey, he got donuts,
championship
cookies.
Cake. Okay.
Yeah, I even made him homemade cookies. So
wow.
Yeah, he's fine.
You need to make eat bars. Look like this. See?
Yeah, I do.
out of peanut butter.
Out of peanut butter. Okay.
So you know.
Yeah, I let him celebrate and have his moment, and now then I got mad at him because he didn't go to Florida. So
people do have to work.
It'll be all right.
That's the other 4-letter word, work.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've pulled already. Why can't you pull a truck now?
Oh, trust me, I've tried that. He says when he builds the second one. I'm like, yeah, okay. Or actually, no, he said he had to have 4 trucks till I got to drive one. So
you're going to be waiting a while.
I know. I was like, well, does all the trucks you work on count? Because then I'm getting closer. But
Joey, sounds like you got a pretty good deal lined up to go, and sounds like you got more coming in with that phone call you received a little bit ago. So that's good.
Yeah, we'll be pretty busy throughout the year. I mean, we got pools every month, so I mean it'll be a little slow in May and July, but looking pretty busy in June, August, and September.
Good. Awesome. Yeah, I'll have to figure out some way to get somebody. I know who I'm going to put up there. So if I don't get the chance to go. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I enjoy it. It's you guys did a heck of a job. In a season that could have been a total wreck, if you will. You guys were spot on, other than losing your first event. But you made up for it the following weekend. That was pretty quick.
Yeah.
And, okay, I'm going to put this up for you.
Yeah, I know. Me, Matt, and DJ did a lot. All on kind of sacrificed a lot to make last year happen. I mean, we did a lot more than what we'd usually do to make stuff happen. So
it's what you got to do to be successful. It's a lot of work. I should bring it up. I remember at the end of the season, Joey's like, "What am I?" And kinder words, "What am I doing?" He was starting to have second thoughts, but I think it sunk in that it was well worth it. So I know you made a lot of pullers. You're happy. So, a lot of pulling fans too.
Well, and like I said, like all last year for 2020, the whole reason why we did all last year was for the pullers. I mean, the way the whole year was going, we kind of did it for the pullers and the fans to get them out too. And we looked at it as a year for us to step up and put our name out there and get new people and put us on the map for people to come see us whenever, when they're not busy, and for people who didn't know about us to now they actually who know who Snyder County Pullers are.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, you're definitely on the map, and it shows because your pulling area is getting bigger and bigger. Like, with you guys being down at Shippensburg now and stuff like that. That's huge.
And there's one more place up north. So if we go, we could be traveling 2 hours north and 2 hours south.
I was going to ask if I think we're talking about the same. Is it one you've already been to?
Yep.
Yeah, I was wondering if you got that pull back.
Starts with T.
Yep.
Yeah.
4-letter word.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you guys got that pull back.
They have a meeting tonight, so
okay.
Who knows?
That's North Coast to South Coast. That's huge in Pennsylvania.
Pretty much, because heck, I think you're only like 20 minutes from the border.
Yeah.
Has the best apple dumpling and homemade cinnamon ice cream. Again, back to food.
Something else. Yeah, 7:30. Or was it 7:30? Yeah. I guess. I got to flipping through Facebook real quick, and Kendra's posting pictures of she's making donuts or cookies or something.
Cupcakes.
I'm like, woman, it's 7:30. What are you doing?
Hey, got to sell them while I can.
Always busy. Yeah. North is good. If you live north, it's fine.
Justin.
When you live where I live, it's a little bit of a drive. That's okay. Well, we're at 52 minutes. Joey, anything else about Snyder County, or?
Not on top of my head, unless there's stuff you want to know.
I guess Jeffrey Baby's already gung ho to go, huh? Yeah, that's his dad. I did Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Don't take that personal.
I'm ready to go. I'm bored, so there's nothing really to do.
You see, he loves his father. He likes to talk about him. See.
Yeah, I was just thinking that I was like, I did too much pulling too close together in the wintertime, because now I'm like, well, what am I gonna do till May?
Yeah, because once I'll spend a whole week getting ready for our pulls just to do something.
Yeah.
Hi, Robert Capo from the west side of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
So we got people from all over tonight. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's slowly but surely we're reaching out and growing bigger and bigger. So that's good. That's what we want. That's good, Larry. But I don't know can you see the post as well? I guess I don't know if Joey can or not. But
you'd probably have to go over and hit comments or whatever.
But no, we keep an eye on your Facebook page, which you can see any Snyder County information that you want to give your web address and your Facebook information there real quick, Joey?
Yeah, so Facebook is Snyder County Tractor Pullers. And then for our website, it's www.sctpapullers.com.
You don't need to use the triple W's anymore, I don't think. But
well, I always do.
Yeah, I know.
It always confuses me.
Yeah.
But no, that's
usually
where you can
type in the main without the triple W. Usually pretty good. But
I just go straight to Google and type everything in.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Do everything through Google.
But the website will show you the schedule and the rules and whatever updates are coming. I try to stay on top of it as much as possible.
So you said you're bored. Why shouldn't it be updated?
I've been pretty low on internet. I've been not getting on it lately. Trying to stay off of it for a little bit.
It's almost that time of year. It's getting really busy. I got a pool coming up actually in Virginia. It's an indoor event, so I got to remember how to edit video again. It does when you take I still edit, for the YouTube channel and stuff with the older stuff, but it's I actually worked on my webpage today. Actually, I lost it.
Oh yeah,
about a month ago. My gosh, It took me about 5 hours, but I got it all back up and going, and I was pretty furious. I wasn't a very kind person to talk to that day, but I did get it back up and going. And I made some more changes today, just gearing it towards the Eat Pulling Videos deal that we have on, here and on YouTube. But I made a couple more changes today, and I'm kind of happy with it for now. So, but the thing is, there's a place on there now where either one of our two shows, we have two shows now, by the way, and I put the link to the live show there, so it's there waiting for you. If you have trouble with Facebook or with YouTube, there's two pages on Facebook that you can come and watch this show. Of course, it'll alert everybody on Facebook, and that's Eastern Extreme Pulling and Eastern Extreme Pulling Videos and Photos, or those two pages. Eat Pulling Videos on YouTube or EasternExtremePulling.com. Right on the front page, there's two big boxes right in the center of the page where you can, click and wait for the live show to start and watch it there as well. So, yep, just trying to accommodate everybody. So some people aren't on Facebook, don't monkey with YouTube. Now they can go there and watch it. I assume they can, so they should be able to.
Good.
Yeah. And maybe I'll start hitting the message board as well with some stuff too. Maybe some links where they can click on. I know a lot of people live for the message boards. I used to be the same way, and then social media came along. But it still gets, there's not a lot of posts on there, but it still gets a lot of hits a day where people just stop by and see if anything's going on. And it'll start livening up here soon with the pulling season going. COVID really, I think it hurt a lot of websites because if you don't have new content, what can you put on there?
Yeah.
Just, so. But definitely, I tried to keep that. YouTube is my big go-to now, and really enjoy it. And got a lot of good feedback, and we do have a second show. Eep Live Real Time, I think Eep Real Time or something like that. Pulling videos, and what we do. I've got it figured out, and got a foreigner in here. I don't know. I can't read what he said. But it's I've got it figured out now what I need to do to play videos. And what I do, I'm thinking about just doing, when we do that, we may just do an entire event, as long as I can keep it within an hour to hour and 30 minutes, hour and 15 minutes, somewhere around there, or we'll just mix it up like we've been doing. But I did figure it out. We did rerun one 2 weeks ago, and I found out that it has to be MP4. Well, none of the old stuff's MP4. So I got to convert it, which is no big deal. So what I'll do is just make an hour or whatever long video and convert it to MP4, and we're good to go. So, and what we plan to do with your feedback, we learned that you like to watch the video and hear the actual video audio playing, which we will now do. So that should, we had a lot of viewers the last time we were on, and so we're gonna, like I say, we're not going to do it every week like we do this show, but hopefully I'm shooting for every other week, but that won't happen this week. So probably the following weekend we'll probably do something. So that's all I have to say. Anything from your state? I do have. I will say also. I'll be seeing John Smith this weekend, who's the new owner of East Coast Pro Pulling LLC. And I'm going to get him scheduled. I'm sure he's got plenty to talk about. He doesn't know it yet, but I have mentioned it to him. But he will be coming on here with a lot of East Coast Pro Pulling information. They got a schedule that is growing by the week. So I know they just picked up 2 events at Shippensburg, which I was very happy to see. And the schedule is definitely growing. So we'll get him
I guess
on
that
here.
was one little thing that we didn't say.
Yes.
Was how that part of Snyder County will possibly be with East Coast this summer.
That is correct. I was getting ready to mention that. Yep.
Yeah, with our hot stock and the hot farm combining, being allowed to pull with each other now at East Coast events.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that's good. I know some of our guys pulled with you last year, complete schedule, because we didn't have a hot farm class last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good deal. That's going to get them some hooks. It's going to help the class grow. I think. So it's going to be a pretty good deal. Yep. I think Delta will be one of those events where they'll be mixed if I'm correct.
Yeah, Delta's
was-
one.
That was a nice show this past year at Delta.
We were just, I mean, this will be the, if I am able to make it, if we don't have a pool that day, that will be the first time I'm there for their fair.
Mhm.
I know West End's doing it. And so, I don't know if Center Hall is doing it or not. I think they are, according to Chad.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm sorry, I'm answering the question. Your turn, Kendra. You can talk.
So Interstate actually has their meeting this Friday night. I just sent Lisa a bunch of changes of promoters that I had talked to. She has not made those changes, but in her defense, I literally just sent them 4 hours ago. So I'll cut her some slack. So I should definitely know a lot more next week about the Interstate schedule. I do know a lot of our early polls are in Maryland. And Maryland is still pretty tightly locked down. So a lot of the promoters there in Maryland are kind of scared, which I get it. So hopefully, like a lot of our pools are Liberty Town and Easton, Maryland, Boonesboro. So not really sure yet if those promoters are going to even try. If nothing changes between now and May, they aren't allowed to host an event. So we'll see. We're hoping that they're able to get something pulled together. But it looks like Interstate's really not going to take off until June. But at least we're going to take off. So
Yeah. I mean, Buck Motorsports Park, they have a full schedule out for everything at their event this season. And I had a pretty lengthy conversation with Mike last week, beginning and middle of last week, I believe it was. And yeah, he's rip roaring ready to go. He's hoping to start on time, but he looks towards at least June. He feels really, really confident to get going. But he's got a schedule that begins, I believe, late April, early May. And they are going to do everything Pennsylvania will let them do to get started on time. But he seemed really confident by June that they should be rolling right on through. So I hope he has a good feeling about it, and I hope it comes true. So it'd be good to get back. It was very weird all these years. I mean, I'm talking, I'm going to age myself all the way back to 1975. 2020 was the first year I was never at the Buck since before 1975. So that was a little weird. Yes, Joey, I'm not old.
Say, me and Joey weren't even a thought yet.
No. Thanks.
yeah. Had to think about that. Even I had to think about that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's some great memories there. And I do have some of that, and I'm sure some of that footage will be making an appearance in the future on our video show. So
Cool.
Something to keep an eye. Oh yeah, it's going to be pretty neat. I don't know how it's going to work out in MP4, but I'll try it and run it and see how it looks first, and then I'm sure it'll work. It should. I mean, it's just going to be smaller than the actual screen, but it'd be cool. Be cool to watch, because if you have any history about you in pulling and have done any history searching, there's plenty to see in those videos. So Bob Landis. It's not my videos. It's Bob Landis. He did a wonderful job. Did a lot of creative filming back in the day. He filmed his favorite pullers, and it is really neat to see some of the stuff. So yeah, we'll get it on here hopefully in the future here and get it viewable anyway, hopefully. So, but I really don't have anything else. We're beyond an hour, and it's Wednesday. I've got ice cream waiting. So
say, I don't have anything else on the interstate or Florida side. So
okay, well, I will take a minute here and bring up. Yes, I got to wear glasses at this age too. But we have a pool coming up, the first annual Southern Virginia Winter Classic in the spring, which spring is right around the corner. And this is a rescheduled event. It's an indoor antique tractor pull, March 26th and 27th of 2021, obviously, at the Old Dominion Ag Complex at 1719783 US 29 in Chatham, Virginia. And it's 2 days, 2 sleds, 2 tracks. They got some great classes lined up. And, you think antique, and it's not every class that they could offer because we would never get out of there.
Yeah.
But I think they've done a good job balancing out both tracks. It should be some good action, some quick action, I'm thinking. I know they have, I guess, one of their sleds, and Decision Maker, Logan Thomas, I believe, will be there with one of the Decision Maker sleds for one of the other tracks. So, but admission is $10 to the complex, and I assume that gets you the whole day. I won't swear to it. It's $35 a hook with 30% payback, which that's acceptable.
When you're in an indoor facility, the cost of that pool went up tremendously. So,
well, this is only $10. So I mean,
well, no, I meant the 30% payback.
Yes,
the club cost went up considerably.
Yep.
So,
and they do have a website for more information. I need to get a hold of one of these guys to see if they can just come on for 20 minutes, a half an hour before the event, and give us a little, tune up on it, make sure everything's still going. But and I'm sure it is. The website is SWATGEA Pulling, and I'm just going to spell it out here. It's SWATGEA Pulling.org. SWATGEAPulling.org, and it's actually down below in that scroller going across the screen. There it is now, as a matter of fact. So, and I didn't put the phone number on there. It's 540-493-9819, and that person's contact is Tommy. So check it out. You got an antique tractor you want to come pull? I don't know if the entries are still open for that. It may have closed prior to the original date. I don't know, but they're definitely, if you're in that area, it's just north of Danville, Virginia. So on 29. So if you're in Virginia, come on out. Spend the weekend indoors. Hopefully, I hope it's not raining, but if it does rain, it usually brings people indoors, and I'm sure there'll be food and all that good stuff there too. So I looked the building up on Google Maps. It looks like a pretty nice building here. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not afraid of antique tractors. Since going and filming some of the Delmarva tractor puller stuff, it's pretty cool. I mean, there's a good group of people there, and one of them got a hold of me and said, "Hey, there's this pool going." And of course, he just wants a video, but that's okay. But yeah, I appreciated the information, and we started right away, starting to make plans to get there. And I got a couple people going with me to film now, and one of them we're going to be training, and I hope to be shooting some photographs. So we'll see what happens. But Chatham, Virginia, March 26th and 27th. Start times are 9 o'clock in the morning, I believe, both days. And I had that wrote down, but I don't have that paper in front of me. I will get that for you. In fact, it might be in the scroll. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's 9 or 10 in the morning. I'll get that information for the next show. But it's going to be a pretty cool deal. Yep, looking forward to it. And there's some slick-looking rides, man. I'll tell you what. Not that I know who was going to be there. I know some of them that are going. There's pretty good running tractors going. So hopefully, I'm sure there'll be plenty. It's their first annual pull, and we wish them well. And I'm sure they'll be successful enough, and they'll have it some more. So hopefully, without any COVID limitations in the future. So for all of us. Ice cream, yes, Logger John. Yep, I'm surprised, but I'm not getting a knock at the door yet. So, but we appreciate everybody joining us tonight. If you guys are finished, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. And
yep, I'm all done.
Okay. All right. Well, Joey, appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
Just hang out. I'm sure we'll talk for a couple minutes and after the show here, and we'll chat here in a minute. Kendra, you hang around too, of course.
Yep.
You always got something to say. So. But,
always.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys being on here. Kendra, we always enjoy your help. We appreciate you being here. And everybody else, like, subscribe, share. Get your friends in here, man. We'll talk about, ask questions. I should have mentioned that earlier, but eventually I'll get everybody trained to put it in caps because I know I missed some. So if I see caps, I'll know, okay, there's a question. I'll pull it over here. But in the future. But and we'll let you know. Ring the bell for subscriptions. We will have a video show coming up here in the next, probably in 2 weeks. I got a busy day Saturday and I won't have time. So thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Cool?
Yep. See ya.
All right. Be right back.